Hello, beautiful manifestors. It is Olivia Grace, and I'm back with another video. Welcome to the Master Manifestors channel. If you guys are new here, I talk about manifestation, law of assumption, all of those good kinds of things. So if you're interested, then definitely subscribe. In this video, I'm going to be talking about revision and using revision to manifest your SP, no matter what stage that you're in with your SP. And I'm going to be giving you guys a story of how this worked for me. And it really worked. Like, I did a 7-day revision challenge like a week ago, maybe a little over a week ago now. And in it, for myself, I was just really revising just anything that came up for me, including things with my SP. So some of you guys may have seen my SP success story or followed my whole journey, which is under my membership tab, where I documented my SP journey from beginning to end. And you guys know that since then, I have manifested my SP back and we're doing really amazing. But in that, you guys, like for me, I still had a lot of hurt, a lot of mistrust, and just a lot of things that I was still working through, from the breakup. And it caused me to not enjoy as much as I could, this great new version of my SP that I created, right? And so I decided to use the revision challenge to address some of those fears that were still coming up within me. And so I'm going to tell you guys how that worked for me. And then I'm going to tell you guys some other ways of how you guys can use revision when manifesting your SP, no matter what stage that you're in. Okay. So for me, I started, like, the affirmation that I used was, I've always been in my divine union. I've always been with my divine selection. And what it also looked like for me, like when I would have a fear come up, I would just use that affirmation. And I also would reimagine things that didn't go the way that I wanted. And like, if he would say something that I didn't like, I would re-hear him saying something that I did like, or re-see him sending me a different type of message or something like these things along the line, right? And it's funny because I guess I honestly wasn't expecting much to come from it. I tell you guys this in all my revision videos because I feel like people feel like they need to fully understand revision. They need to know that it's going to work. They need to know all the ins and outs. How is this possible? What's going to happen? And you really just need to imagine. That's literally the only thing that you need to do. And so that's what I did. I would just reimagine these things. I did this very casually, you guys. And I think it's under my the 7-day revision challenge. It's in the comments. But I want to say it was the first or second day where things started to change. And I'm talking like big changes in my SP. Like, he was just showing up completely differently again, and even more in line with what I would want for myself. Like, he would again, like, he would talk, like, we would have a talk, and as he's talking, I'm literally speechless at like the things that he's saying to me. I'm like, he's being so sweet, so loving, so like, I want to be here to support you. I want us to build together. I want us to start building our lives together. Like, all of these things, like, very, very like committed. Like, you're my person. This is what we're doing. This is like, we're going forward. Like, and it was just like, honestly, you guys, I was just like, like, I was just cheesing and smiling, like, what? Like, I mean, yeah, like, I know, but it was, it just had me like literally telling him like I'm speechless. Like that is like the sweetest thing. Like even just being more understanding to me. And because we've been very open with, you know, each other about how we feel and how things are going, our communication has been amazing. And so when I'm feeling those fears and things like that, sometimes I will let him know, you know, because he knows me so well. He knows when something's wrong. And like in the past where like we would get defensive with each other, it would turn into kind of like a back and forth, an argument. He literally would be so compassionate, so understanding, so just like, well, like literally what he said was, well, I love you, so whatever I need to do, you know, to understand you better and to help you, that's what I'm gonna do. Like I was like, what? Like I just like, for me, like there's more details that I could go into, but I don't want to put all my details out there. But it was just honestly, you guys, like the biggest quantum leap that I've seen in him since the initial like reconciliation where we had that talk about him wanting to move towards marriage. Like, because I mean, we had been making a lot of progress anyways. But it was like when that challenge started and I started revising, the shift in him was so quick and it was continuous. Like he ended up, I kept, when we were in, like this is the last thing that I'll say, and then I'm going to get into how you guys can use this for yourself. But when we were in separation, one of the things I kept manifesting and kept wanting was for him to come to my house and surprise me with flowers. And he used to surprise me, like when we were in our relationship before the breakup, he would surprise me all the time with gifts, with, you know, just like just bringing me little things to make me smile, like making me a bath and candles. Like he would do romantic things like that, right? And so throughout the breakup, like I was like, I want to manifest him like coming and doing something nice for me. And it never happened like during the breakup. And so then fast forward to Easter, and he's bought me an Easter basket before, which I had just been remembering. Like I wasn't really trying to manifest. I was just like, that was so sweet, like to get me an Easter basket. And Easter comes and he like, I'm not even gonna go into the whole story, but long story short, I come into my house and he has left me like an Easter basket with candy and like a couple $2 bills for good luck and like a card and a bear and just all these things that he came and surprised me and left in my apartment. So it was just so touching and sweet and kind and just exactly like what I wanted. So, okay. Now, how can you use this for yourself? Like what I did, like I said, you guys, I honestly was not like very formal with this. I was more revising in the moment. When I would have a fear come up, I would revise. No, I've always been in my divine union. I've always been in my divine selection. When I would have, I would just, if I had a bad memory or something happened that I didn't like, I would just revise that. But there's different ways. So for those of you who are trying to manifest someone who maybe doesn't, this is like an SP that doesn't want to be with you, or somebody that you feel like you're chasing or something like that, right? You can revise that they've always liked you, right? So you can go back to the moment where they rejected you, or I don't know, whatever. You can just re-see them actually being interested in you, them actually liking you, them actually coming up to you and talking to you, them actually texting you, right? You can go back to that moment, maybe like it's somebody that ghosted you, right? Let's say for instance, like I'm gonna just make up a story right now. Like you were talking to somebody, you guys were supposed to hang out, everything was going fine, and then he just ghosted you, right? You can go back and revise that. See them not ghosting you, see them writing you back, see them taking you, and see the thing about revision, you guys, is to see things play out had they played out if that situation had happened differently, right? So in this situation, if you guys were supposed to go on a date, but then he ghosted you, you never talked to him again, then see yourself going on that date with him. See yourself through the fulfillment, right? And so that's what I do when I revise. Like I see what would have happened had that gone the way that I wanted, right? Another thing that I suggest for you guys to do with relationships, this is for you guys that have a pattern of rejection or have a pattern of people not liking you, or even have, like some of us have a time in our life where that switches. Like maybe one time you used to be likable, and then this one guy really broke your heart, it broke your self-esteem, and it kind of went downhill from there with you and men. Go back and revise that. Something that I have been doing, or I had done back when I was in the process of still manifesting my SP back, was going back to the times where I didn't get my crush, right? Like the guy that I liked didn't end up liking me back. And I started to revise, or not even that so much, but it just didn't work out the way I wanted to with the guy that I'd liked. And I would revise that. It did, right? And what this is doing is it's helping you to switch the identity from I'm always the chaser, I'm always rejected, I'm always the one that's trying so hard, I'm always the one putting into the relationship, I'm always the one that's alone, I'm always the one that nobody likes, I'm always the last one chosen, I'm always cheated on, right? I want you guys to go back. And I suggest with these more deep core memories, it is better if you do these in sats. But again, you're not limited at all, you guys. So do what feels good to you. And how I gauge that is how heavy on my heart is this, right? How like, and how heavy on my heart is this, and how powerful am I feeling in the moment, right? That is how I determine how I'm going about a situation. So if it's something that has left like a lasting mark on you, like, I don't know, maybe somebody embarrassed you in high school, a guy embarrassed you and rejected you, and like that moment like burned into your brain, you might want to go into sats and do that, right? Maybe it was not that big of a deal. It was just, a little crush when you were a kid, and he was like, no, I like Susie instead. But that was the first time you felt like, oh, somebody's chosen over me, somebody's better than me. You can just like, no, see him saying, oh my gosh, yeah, I like you, and bringing you a little flower on the playground, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's all imagination, right? But go back to those key moments in your relationship life where things did not go right, things did not go well, and see them going right. See yourself being chosen, see yourself being picked, see yourself as like receiving the love, even if your old relationships, right? Old relationships that did not go well, that were abusive or toxic, or you were very insecure in, go back and see yourself being secure. Go back and see yourself, see this person that never did shit for you, see him bringing you flowers, see him taking you out, right? It's all imagination, right? So that's that. The next and last part that I will say is for those of you who are manifesting an ex back, is that you, like, when you have a relationship, right? And this is kind of where I was with it. And I don't feel like a lot of people talk about this, right? But sure, you manifest your SP back, but then what, right? Like you, depending on who you are, depending on how easy it is for you to forgive and forget and move on, you still have that kind of memory of, but this person just hurt me, right? And for me, that caused a lot of fear and a lot of walls and a lot of like, keeping myself like distanced emotionally from this person. And so when you can go back and revise the breakup, or revise the hurt, or revise the things that really hurt you, it can help you to move forward with this person without dragging all that baggage and dragging all those negative feelings, dragging all the fear. What if they do it again? What if they leave again? What if they, whatever happens again, are, not feeling secure in the relationship? You can revise that and leave that baggage where it's at, so that you're not bringing that into your new relationship with your new person that you have created. That's not the same person. Like, it's the same person, but it's a different version of this person, right? And you don't want to bring back the old version by constantly remembering and identifying with all the hurt from the past, right? But we're only human. We still remember what happened, So I feel like going back and using revision in that aspect is also very helpful. So yeah, you guys use that. I have coaching in the description. I have my TikTok, my Instagram in the description as well. Follow me, you guys. And if you like this video, like it, subscribe, leave me a comment. Go check out the revision video for the 7-day challenge. I will tag that and my revision playlist if you guys want to know more about revision or want to hear more revision success stories. I will put the playlist in there as well. So yeah, I intend that this helps. I know that it does. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys in a video soon.